Little off center of my camera for some reason. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, truck and tractor pullers. We'll do a little Shipshewana recap here. We have our special guest star, Mr. DJ Boop from out past 300, I believe it's called. I'm just kidding. But evidently, the internet in Pennsylvania ain't nothing like it is in Maryland. But anyway.
His part of PA. My part's good. I think he froze.
Are you still here, Sunshine?
I think he gone.
Anyway, we'll get through it. We're surfing without a net here. So anyway, how's Kendra?
Kendra's good. She's a little tired, but she's surviving. So okay. January's a rough month in the CPA world, so we'll get through it.
DJ is muted. I don't know if he knows he's muted. DJ, you're muted.
I don't think DJ's here.
If you're cussing in the background, that's okay. Oh, boy.
Yep, he's gone.
He's gone, so hopefully get that straightened out. Hi, Chris Smith. How are you? And I'll be happy when this white stuff's gone. I'm sick of it already. Let's see. Anything happening, Kendra?
Well, there was a little bit of an event this past weekend that quite a few of our Pennsylvania pullers went to, including the guy who can't talk to us right now. Shipshewana Midwest Winternationals happened this past weekend. Huge event. Looked like, I know that they had some weather issues out there. I think they basically had like 6 to 8 inches of snow or something crazy out there.
Yeah.
So I think they said that kind of hurt their attendance a little bit, which obviously, probably people who wanted to travel didn't. I know there was quite a few 3-0 trucks that kind of scratched, and there was a couple. The Morrisons, I believe, had a death in the family, so they couldn't go.
Yes, that's correct.
So there was a couple scratches, both family stuff, obviously. I did not hear the final number. Something I wasn't aware of before this was that Shipshewana every year does a big fundraising event. And this year they chose Roswell Park, which obviously we've pushed here on the show before, is where Adam Drought got all of his cancer treatments and, is the reason that Adam is in remission. And I know they raised well over $20,000 for Roswell Park.
Awesome.
So absolutely incredible.
Good job, guys.
Yeah, Charles Poosh lost his, I think he ended up with a mohawk, and Ryan Rusnick lost his beard. So they kind of do that every year.
I didn't hear about all that, but okay.
Yeah, they do that like on the final night. I did not stay awake that late. I was pretty tired on Saturday. So yeah, that's, pulling aside, that is just incredible.
I wonder how come Schultz don't ever have to do nothing.
Huh?
We got to change that. We got to make Schultz do something.
He was in Florida. He was down in Zelwood.
That's right.
So I think he did do that one year. He was out there announcing one year, and I forget what he had to do, but yeah, he was in on it one year as well.
Hey, he's moving. Holy moly, he's moving. He's back.
Did we get it fixed now?
Well,
it's much better. We need Dwayne to go up there and hardwire something in for you like he does at his place.
Might have to, because only one person can be on the internet at one time. And
Just tell
Just go out there and tell Haley to go to
tell Haley
bed.
to take a nap. But anyway, it's good to have DJ Boop here.
How much snow did they get out there, DJ? We were just talking about that.
At Shipshewana,
Yeah.
let me think here. Friday they got a couple inches, but it's like it was the same way out there what it was around here. Like nothing was froze, so it mellowed off pretty quickly. But there was I'm going to say like 4 or 6 inches Friday. Then we left Saturday morning, so we left before it got too bad because it got like really cold Friday into Saturday. And I would say there was another couple more inches on Saturday then too. But we missed all that fun on Saturday. It was a little sketchy to the Indiana-Ohio border, but once we got past there, it wasn't bad at all coming home.
Oh, and the wind. I bet the wind was terrible too, because we had terrible wind here this weekend.
Always.
Well, I'm saying it was that Kenworth coming from the west that brought all that wind in. How fast we were coming in.
The one with the black stripe on it, you know.
No, we didn't take that trailer out, but we were too busy getting tractors ready because that trailer needed new tires, so we were too busy getting tractors ready to get the trailer ready.
Hey, whoa!
The blue and white trailer went to Georgia earlier this year, so we knew that one would make the trip again.
Look at that man's hat. Look at that hat.
It took you that long to figure that out.
Yeah, I've got a toboggan. Yeah, it's a thing around your head like a beanie. It's got the same Bigfoot on there.
Just for you.
That's right.
So what was all the
happenings
out
really
there?
Realize is every time I have a live show, I have a live Bigfoot right here with me, hanging on my mic. There we go. He just hangs there. Every once in a while, you hear me hit it with my coffee cup. Yeah. Anyway, we're supposed to be talking about Shipshewana, but that's I got hung up. The 1 year that I took my other RV, the one I had before this one, to Gordyville, we stopped just inside Indiana off 70. I mean, literally across the border, boom. Went up there to a Walmart parking lot and slept. Chilly, windy. Woke up the next morning, I think every bit of 8 inches on the ground. I'm like, I'm not prepared for this. We got out and back. We got out. It was slippery. It was slippery on 70. It took us a little longer, but old girl got out there and back. So, and boy, was it cold. I was putting cardboard up in front of the radiator, that thing, lights under the hood. Gosh, keep stuff from freezing up. It was freaking cold. In fact, I think it got cold enough in the back under the bed that where the water pump was, that froze up, and I had to put a light back in there too. So,
oh geez,
somebody loaned me a vehicle to go out into Rantoul. That was a Walmart out there, yeah. And I bought some stuff. Take care of all that. But anyway, enough about me. Who wants to start? Tell us, well, DJ, why don't you just start and give us a little bit of a briefus.
What do you want to know? How we
things.
made out, or?
Well, this is your idea, so you wanted to do this show. So. If you
This
want to
wasn't
do a
mine.
recap,
I asked you
there,
if we were going over it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
Tell us.
No,
your trip?
We were out there. We were kind of hoping we did a little bit better, but I was pretty happy that Tuesday night at 9 p.m. I started up my tractor for the first time since I threw a rod at Beaver Fair. So I was happy that I made it down the track with it. So
yeah, I was gonna say you made a pass. That was a win right there. So
it was, because at 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock night before we left, it wasn't looking very good for us, but we got on the trailer and we made it down. So, but no, and Dad's, we just had the weights completely wrong, ran the wrong gear. Problem with that was the year before I ran Dad's tractor, and I was the very first hook Friday afternoon. So fresh track and everything. So, and that took a lot of power. So I just took all my notes off of that pool then. And then this year, Dad drove the tractor, and they were second to last class Friday evening. So there was probably 100 tractor difference running on the track from the notes I had from the year before to this year. So we were just way too nose heavy, and probably could have got away with another gear, but we made a pass with that too. And he ended up 7th, I believe. And me with the new motor, I ended up, I think, 11th or 12th. So can't complain with that. And Matt Houck rode along with us, and he was in the first session, and he didn't make out too good. He ended up having some turbo problems, and he only went about 50 feet, barely got off the line. But when we got back to the pits, we saw there was oil all in the turbo, so wasn't a good day for him. But family's had a good weekend though. He took his whole family, I took my whole family with, so all the kids played with each other. So we all came back sane, at least.
Sane and no blown engines. That's good. We St. Cloud, Florida. I know it's chilly in Florida too, but I bet it ain't northeast chilly right now down there. What's the temperature down there? Sue or Dave, whoever's on here. I know this morning it was 1 degree when I loaded up the truck and took her to work this morning, and it was cold. 1 degree. I haven't seen that in a while here.
I do think we need to give a bit of a shout out to Pennsylvania as a whole was very, very well represented this weekend. Well, East Coast in general. Jimmy Williams had a heck of a weekend with his My Turbo Cadillac Red.
Yes,
he won his flight, and then he took first and second place in the. Do they call them prelims and finals? I forget what they call them out there. But
flights and finals.
Flights and then finals.
Took first in his flight, and then first and second in the finals. Cadillac Red with the win, and then some assembly required was second. Light Pro Stock, man, we represented very well. Jeff Michelacci won his flight. Marty won his flight. In the 9,000-pound class, I think Jeff was for
timeout.
You can't use the name Marty, okay? Because not
Smith.
Everybody knows who Marty is.
Mark Smith, with the newly named Faster Yet. They actually were kind of Facebook famous out there.
Yes,
I knew there was some issues after his run in the flight of the 8,700 Pro Stock class. Definitely could tell she was breathing a little heavy there on the sand pile. And he burned some pistons, and they pulled the old motor swap there on Saturday afternoon at Shipshewana. Lots of video out there on it if you're on Facebook. I think sidetracked something. What's the official name of that?
Was it Shane Hunt's thing? Was it his page? That Motorsports Almanac? I don't know who originally posted that.
Yeah, that's on there too. Sidetracked powered by DHD was one of the best ones that I saw, the live video there. They had a brand new Lemke engine put in black and blue over the winter. They really redid black and blue. I think the only thing that wasn't changed was the rear end, and unfortunately they snapped an axle on the run. So the engine had 50 feet on it, and so they swapped the brand new Lemke engine out of black and blue, put it in Faster Yet.
That was a hard 50 feet though, because that thing reached the bottom when it broke.
I bet.
We were sitting there at the start line, and they ran that.
Well, I was watching the live stream, and then, of course, Shane and I are good friends, so I was texting him later, and I was like, you looked down right before it happened, so I assumed something was happening in, the transmission, and he sent us a picture, and it just slid it right off. They said, the one thing that wasn't touched this winter is the one thing that failed on the track. And I was like, that's how it goes. So,
And they
pretty
must have had the
exciting
welder.
weekend.
They must have had the welder there in the pulling arena. Because, well, if you're not familiar with Shipshewana, there was the pulling arena and then there the pits, and everything's connected. But to get for the tractors, you gotta go outside from the pits over to the pulling arena. But in the pulling arena, they must have had a welder there because for like most of the evening after they pulled, they were over there in the corner welding up the hubs to get the tractor out of the pulling arena.
Yeah, it was. They said, how long? Yeah, they were over there a good part of the time because they fixed the one side and they're like, well, while we're here, we might as well fix the other side. Because I think before everything happened with Mark Smith's tractor, they were planning on running black and blue the next day just to see how it did. But with Faster Yet going to Louisville, I'm sure they wanted to get another pass on it because I think they were experimenting with tires and, all the other things you do during summer or winter pulling when it's not a point series. So, but yeah.
Who invited this guy?
Huh?
Good evening, Mr. Matt.
He did make it.
I did make it.
He was playing Mr. Mom.
Kids are all fed. Kids are all bathed. We're good now.
Now you can ask Matt about his problems.
So, Matt, how did you enjoy Shipshewana, Matt?
Everything except on the track went good. But now
I'm trying to figure out why your good buddy didn't let you borrow his turbo.
Well,
isn't that what happens out there?
we said about that. I think if he would have pulled before I did, maybe that would have been the situation. Everyone stole parts off my tractor then.
Oh, see, he didn't tell us that.
No.
We were doing a lot of part swapping that weekend too.
I seen that.
We were swapping motors, but we pretty much everything else we were swapping between each other.
That happened at Keystone one year. I seen a part swapping thing come to a major head at Keystone 8 years ago, 9, maybe 10 years ago. Kurt was still pulling pretty regularly with the old school, kind of regularly. Well, anyway, the tractor was there in the trailer, unloaded and everything, and there was parts messing off that tractor because they went on somebody else's tractor. And Kurt's like, he wasn't too happy.
Yeah, we started DJ's tractor up and started warming it up, and I was doing a live video of it, and then it started noticing fuel leaking out the front of it. And here he had a little rubber fuel line with a cut in it.
The return line.
Yeah. So we're like, where can we get a rubber line? Well, of course, his dad's tractor didn't have one on that was sitting, 10 feet away from it. I said, well, I got rubber lines on mine out in the trailer. So I ran out quick, and I forgot to take my phone with, so I didn't have any light in the trailer.
Oh, no.
I was trying to take the line off, and I'm like, well, I can't see anything, but I got a sharp pocket knife, so we'll just cut. So I cut my return line off and ran it back in, and he made it in time to his spot even. So then people were robbing weights off of it for different classes. So it was out there it was good for something out there.
Tell you what, on the live stream, you noticed a lot of nose weight out there. That track must have been hooking hard.
Oh,
everybody had heavy nose weight.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of nose weight in your lowest gear.
Yeah, I think
Nice to have that everywhere, wouldn't it? Well, not.
Yeah, the announcers were commenting quite frequently that, Betty wished she had another weight up front, and then, you start looking and it's like, well, there's no more room for weight up front. So
Yeah.
I know all my weights were on the nose, and that's the only weights I had on my tractor.
Mm-hmm. That's good, man. That's what you want to see. Sometimes with this indoor pulling, you don't get those good hard hooking tracks, and that's something Clint's very good at, is building a track that it's going to take power. And I think that's why he does have such good turnouts, is because people know there's reputation there, and that's true.
Yeah, not only that, I mean, the show just moved along so fast. I think Friday night there when DJ's dad pulled. They started at 6, and we were loading the tractor up, and I think it was over by 10 o'clock.
Wow.
We were back to the hotel by midnight.
Yeah.
And that's getting everything loaded up and getting the truck and trailer out of the parking lot. And our hotel was about 20 minutes up the road. So, and Hot Farm was, I think, second to last class. So, yeah, they know how to keep the show moving. That's for sure.
Even at Gordyville, we've had some very long shows at Gordyville. Cloverdale, we ain't going to discuss. One time we were there with Clint at Cloverdale. But yeah, normally some of the shows got big numbers, you know. But what I could see with Michiana, a lot more elbow room to put a good show on. So I can imagine the show's really sped up there compared to Gordyville. So.
And even when like Sneaky Snake on Saturday night lost a front tire, it's like it didn't even phase the length of the show. I mean, it might have been an extra minute or two, but it's like everybody is there and everybody knows their job, has their job. And even if like person has to go to the bathroom, there's somebody there right away to take that spot. He has incredible help out there. I will say that. And all the right equipment for the right job.
That's what I was saying to Robert. I said, I bet they move quicker indoors here than they do outdoors, because when the sled's backing up, they have you right there and back you into the sled ready. Whether you're ready or not, you're getting hooked up.
That's right.
Yeah. And if you're having mechanical issues, off the track.
Yeah.
Drop. You're gone.
Yep.
They don't let you sit there and piddle paddle and all that. So
Keystone could be a lot quicker if they didn't have to work so hard on the track to get it back together.
Yeah.
Say that, but
well, and there's a lot more room for equipment on the Shipshewana track versus the Keystone track.
Right.
Yeah.
You can only get so much equipment on the track
Out
where
there,
they have the off space you can go down.
They have a very wide working area. Like the track itself is very wide. Plus, there's plenty of room beside the track too.
Yeah,
I'm sitting here looking at a picture of it. There's definitely plenty of room there.
Yeah, because you can put it in the sand, and they can basically bring their loader out there while you're on the pile and pull you off the track. You don't have to back up and maneuver around. And
Perfect. And unfortunately, I guess that's the last show there for.
Well,
we talked to a lot of people out there. They're hoping that they can keep it there, and I guess there's a lot of discussion that needs to happen between the board there. I guess there's a lot of people for keeping it there, but then there's a couple of people that want to go. So hopefully the revenue that came in this weekend would help persuade the ones that don't want it to be there.
Yeah.
What did you hear how many hooks there were for the weekend?
I did not hear
A lot.
Yeah, a lot.
But there was a lot of people that dropped because of the weather and everything. Just a lot of people didn't get there. So I know, like in Dad's class, there was like 2 tractors ahead of them that didn't show up. But I'm not exactly sure how many people were there.
40, 58.
There you go. Answer.
Just in session 1, there was 72 hooks.
My goodness.
I just added them up quick.
That's not too bad, though. Keystone's usual first session for Keystone prior to this year was usually 90 to 120, somewhere in that area.
Yeah. 6, 12, 24.
Yeah, and pretty much 72 times 6, because I'm sure it was about that number every night.
Yeah, Friday night was like 76 again. Yeah, so you figure that times 6. That's just shy of what, 500?
Yeah, I'm sure it was over 500. Yeah, I'm sure of that. Well, anyway, it's 24 minutes into the show and we haven't read a single result. I mean, are we okay going? I mean, if you guys got highlights you want to talk about, man, go for it. I'm all about it. What's smoking.net? What's smoking with 2 S's? What's smoking.net? Click on the Midwest Winternationals, the 2024, and All the live results are there listed. So, and I'm sure there'll be videos available soon and a live stream. I'm sure.
Yeah, we were talking about the live stream before we started the show, so we'll reiterate. A lot of people, including me, it was a steep price. $40 or $50 for Friday night and Saturday night. But as far as live stream goes, I would venture to say that's one of the best live streams that I've ever watched. Now, granted, I don't watch the Keystone live stream because usually I'm there, so I can't, compare apples to apples there. They do an excellent job with the sound. Sometimes that's kind of something that really struggles with the live stream because, you have the announcers feeding in directly versus, the echo from them in the building. And very few times, and like with the mini rods, sometimes the sound gets messed up there. I don't know what for sound equipment they use, but only one time did a mini rod like really wreak havoc on their sound system with the live stream portion of it. So hats off to them guys. I know like Brent Yaren's part of it. I don't know what the official outfit is that does their live stream, but hats off to them. It was well worth the money, and I'll stand behind that statement. So,
okay.
JR, maybe you know how to explain this more, but from what I don't know anything about video or live feed or whatever, but it looked like they had a mixing board right there beside the track, and like that's kind of what they were doing. Like that was where the live feed was coming from. Like, is that how Keystone's is? Do you know how Keystone's is at all, or?
I think the new live stream is hoping to be like that, where it's going to be like a production, where you have somebody there saying, "Go to this camera, go to that camera, go to this camera." I know last year they had like a laptop up there, kind of doing similar, but definitely not the setup they had there at Shipshewana.
Okay.
So
originally we had the I forget their last name, Josh, and the NTPA boys used to be in there doing it there, and they had quite a little setup there the way they did their stuff, switching back and forth camera to camera. One guy was doing all that. I'm not familiar. I did see the laptop last year. The guy that's doing it, who also integrated all this new website and stuff now with the ticket sales and stuff like that. It's the same person that does the live stream there, so that's going to be. My understanding is it's working pretty smooth, so that's good. But I don't know how far advanced he'll get with his live stream. I don't know.
Even like I said to Haley, like when we came home watching live feed, like if I watched it or I listened to that no practice podcast and stuff, and like the one question they always ask, like what would you do to help promote pulling? Like for me, like I feel like the biggest thing would be live feed, like try to work on the live feed to get it out there. Either like if I would own a bar, I'd be playing like Shipshewana or like Louisville or whenever that kind of stuff is happening. I'd be putting that on TVs all the time. Right. So like people that don't watch pulling normally, if they're just there for like a dinner or something, it'll be on like, oh well, that's kind of interesting. Then we can. Like if you're at Boomerangs, like, oh, that's pretty cool watching trapper pulling. Hey, there's one that's 2 minutes up the road at Union County West Bend Fair.
Maybe you should talk to Boomerangs.
But, you might have to, but like the only bad thing with the live feed and tractor pulling is you have a lot of downtime though in between tractors and stuff. But like with the indoor pulling, yes, that does run quicker, especially at Shipshewana when there was no downtime in between tractors.
Well, the time between the tractors is used for your advertising.
Yeah,
Your event promoters or sponsors and stuff like that. So that one goes with the other. It kind of helps it along. So,
and it helps to have multiple announcers.
Oh, absolutely.
Like Shipshewana had 3 announcers, and that was about perfect. There was very little downtime.
Awesome job.
Yeah. It was It was Shane Hunt, Charles Pooch, and who was the other one?
The old feller. Yeah.
Is he the one with the mohawk? There was one with
No,
a
that's
mohawk.
Charles.
Oh, that's Charles. Okay.
Charles in his
Yeah.
book.
I can't remember. It's somebody from out there.
There was
He's
an
from
older guy.
Illinois, and doggone it, I know him. I see him. I see the gray
Art
beard.
Down.
Art Downs. Art Downs. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah, they did a very good job.
I actually had Art.
It's family friendly. Yep, that's what you need.
Art, Art and his wife came out. I talked him into coming. You're from Gordyville. I talked to him in Gordyville. I said, "Come on, I got you fixed up for the weekend." And he come out. We actually got him to announce. Might have been the light super class. I think we had him announce because just about all of them from out that way. So Keystone. That was pretty cool. Hasn't been back since.
And I think that in the beauty of those three was you had everybody from different areas in different regions. So they did a great job of playing off of each other, but each of them also had their specialty. And that's what you need to make a show, because then, this guy can be having a little bit of a break while the other two kind of carry the show. And, that's something you don't have at those outdoor events. Most of our events, especially here on the East Coast, has one announcer. And that's a lot of dead air time for an announcer to fill. And I think that's sometimes where our shows slack, and where I think we would have to really work on if like you said, DJ, if we start doing more live streaming, and because I think that is going to be the best way to grow the sport, is getting it out there, obviously. And people don't want to wait, even for results. People want to know what's happening right now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why people will buy live streams.
Yeah, I know. After the first time I tried, they took me down to the end of the track and parked me, and Charles came over and he's like, "What's wrong?" And I told him what I thought was going on, and then when I came back the second time, he was on the announcer announcing what I thought might be wrong with it, and like that's pretty cool when you can interact with the drivers like that during the pool.
Yeah, he did that very frequently, which as a fan and a friend, I appreciate that. Yeah. Like, when Shane's tractor spun the hub off or whatever, I was sitting there, and as soon as he was like, "Yep, talk to the guys, and this is what happened," I'm like, "Oh, okay. Don't have to bug them now." So, don't be wrong, I was still on the chat, but
and like with Shane's incident, or like even like the sneaky snake, like Charles was down there before like the payloader was there to carry him off.
He's like, "On it." Yeah, they kind of went over some of the history of Sneaky Snake, and I knew that tractor had history behind it.
A lot of history.
I was impressed at how quickly they rattled off like the train of ownership. I was very impressed with their knowledge. Like, I knew like Charles had a great, history, and I know Shane from watching some of the other live streams, that he does, but I'm like, he just like rambled right through them.
Don't give Posh too much credit. He'll lose his mohawk, it'll flatten out and go wide.
Hey, I give credit where credit's due, man. Like,
he's a good guy. Yep.
Yeah. And it would be a safe bet to say you're listening to the announcers as much as you're watching the actual pool.
Oh, for sure.
It's a 50-50 split. And if you lose that attention and that 50% that you're listening to those guys, it'll ruin your show like that. You don't have a good announcer, it's hard to make up for that.
Your announcer makes or breaks your show. It doesn't matter if it's live feed or live at the track. It's make or break. And we're fortunate enough in our area where we have some awesome announcers too. Mm-hmm. Now some of them are starting to retire or cut back, so that's definitely going to hurt us for sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and not just from a spectator standpoint, but from a puller.
Yep.
If you don't have an announcer who's like, one of my pet peeves is like, as a puller or as somebody on the pit crew, what are you constantly worried about? Well, where does that put me? Sure, it's great to know that I went 256 feet, but what did that other guy go? You know, where am I at in the lineup? And it's like, I kind of like it when the announcers are, you know, DJ Boop went 294 feet. That puts him in third place.
Yep.
Because you have 20 vehicles in a class, you can't keep that straight in your head.
Yep.
So yeah, you're exactly right. An announcer is what makes it or break it for everybody involved. The question is, did he have semis? I think there was 3 semis there, if I recall.
Yeah, I believe so.
I was already asleep when that class pulled. So.
Yeah, they were. I think they called them 4-1 semis.
Yeah. Well, here I can
Same thing.
look at the results.
Limited pro stock.
Well, like everything that they had at that pool, because that's the biggest problem with these indoor pools is like once you get to the pro stocks or like the semis, you're getting to those huge chargers. You just blow apart the pipe.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember Saturday night watching live feed here at home. It was towards the end. They said that they never had all weekend long. They never had a sled reset, and they never had to work on the pipe.
Yep,
that's impressive.
Very fortunate. Very fortunate.
But I mean, Bungart, he does an awesome job out there with the sled settings for sure.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, 6 sessions, that many classes. That's impressive. That's
Especially
more than impressive. Yeah.
Like going from farm stock to light pros. There's a lot of variance in those classes.
Yeah. Oh, the 5-inch pro stocks. You know, there was 9, 10 of them.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. And they ran those they ran them right before the semis. So in case they would have blew apart the pipe.
Yeah. Yeah, there was 3 semis out there.
Brian Yeager, he's still around, still announcing. He's just not full bore like he used to be.
He is officially retired.
Oh, he is
not from announcing, but from his day job.
That's correct. Yes, he did.
So I actually just ran into him. Oh no, I ran into him twice now at restaurants. One, Jess Starr and I were having dinner, and next thing you know, he comes sliding in the booth, and we're like, "Whoa!" So, where was the other one? But yeah, he is officially retired from the school district, so good for him. I have a feeling though he's not done working. I'm pretty sure he'll have a part-time job or something fun to do. Who knows? Maybe he'll, get a beach house and we won't see him anymore. But hopefully, with quitting the day job, he'll have a little bit more time for pulling. But he and I had a conversation, and he's like, do you know how many years I did not have a Saturday off in the summer? And that would get old. It would. So as much as we enjoy him and think he's a great announcer, you can't blame the guy for wanting to go to a family function every now and again on a Saturday. So
I haven't been to anything family, like reunions and stuff, in probably 20 plus years because I'm somewhere filming. So,
and I know with Brian, I talked to him. We talked about this a couple times. He gets invited to a lot of his students' weddings still, and he really enjoys doing that. I mean, he came to our wedding, and if I would have known that he was ordained, he probably would have told us. But that's beside the point. But he does enjoy going out and like supporting his students and stuff like that. And with the pulling schedule, that's hard to do.
Well, and then with him having that welding spall or whatever go down into his ear, that's still bugging him, he said.
Yeah.
So,
Matt, you're too quiet. If you're sitting there with your mic muted, we gotta give you some more time to talk.
I don't think the kids went to bed when he said.
Yeah, the kids aren't asleep yet. So
okay.
I'm just doing us all a favor.
I heard a dog bark. I wasn't sure who it was. I didn't know
that was my dogs.
I didn't know if Norm was in the background there with her or what.
No, I was working.
I'm just kidding.
I am working all this overtime to support our summer habits.
I hear you.
You act like it's busy season.
Yeah. I told JR, I was like, I didn't hit 80 last week, but I did get to 78. So it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be great. I can sleep in the summer, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's great. Well, we're at 40 minutes. So I'm not going to bother with results. So no sense in it. Really.
Adam Diaz came back out this winter. Good to see him back.
Yep.
He was somebody else who's been struggling with some health issues.
Yeah.
So good to see him back out. And the tractor was running strong. Did they ever say what happened to him Saturday night? I think they said something about fuel leak or I don't know what happened.
Wait,
Definitely had something mechanical.
He came back and ran again then, didn't he? I thought in the 4-1
He did come back, yeah.
light pro class he came back.
Well, the one class he was first hook, and then he dropped.
Then he had a leak or issue.
Yeah,
and then he came back and ran into 9,000 pounds.
And he only went like 50 feet or something like that.
Okay.
So they probably thought it was a quick fix, and it wasn't.
Most likely.
You think it's an injector. Yeah, you think it's an injector line, and then it turns out it's your pump or something like that. Everybody's been there and done that. There you go.
There you go.
There's your answer. Broke the delivery valve, and the pump gave out.
Ray's tractor ran strong this weekend. I was impressed.
Ray got a third in the heat, and then I think he ended up fourth or fifth in the flight. Yes, and he ended up fourth or fifth in the finals. Then
Johnny was fifth place in his flight.
Yeah,
there wasn't so many of your old dang old tractors out there. How many? There was what, 4 flights? And
four flights. I think each one had like 20, except for Max only had 14, and.
Yeah, there was 75 registered, but then they had some scratches.
Oh my!
Man, that's a tough break. But he did have 2 good passes out of the tractor. So
we were watching live feed since I see Johnny and Ray's on. We were watching the live feed Saturday night, and Johnny and Ray rode out together. Well, then Ray ended up in Jeff's truck. Like, well, I wonder. We saw that Johnny was on his way home Saturday. Like, well, I wonder if Ray came back with Johnny. And a couple minutes later, there Ray is squirting ether for Jeff and Clark. You're like, nope, Ray's still out there.
I know. I was like, I kind of find it amusing to like watch people I know in the live stream, like scope them out. I was sitting there. I guess it was Thursday night when I was watching. And I'm like, that looks like Darren Allison out there. And sure enough, then I guess what pulled Friday night that I would have been or Thursday night? Was that the Mod Turbos?
Yeah.
I was watching the Mod Turbos and then noticed like he was talking to all the people I know. I was like, that is Darren Allison. So I guess he had to take the backup smoke tube or something out. Wanted to ride in the big truck. Jeff does have a pretty sweet truck. Can't blame him.
But by the sounds of it, it sounded like Ray might have had a little bit better ride home than what Johnny did.
Oh, no. Did Johnny not have a good ride home?
We'll see if he makes a comment on it.
Give him a few seconds. He will.
Now that you outed him.
His mechanic, one of his mechanics was sitting in my living room when I heard about it.
We're waiting.
Maybe it's a long description.
Never buying fuel in Ohio again. Okay. Oh.
The father-in-law got a text message to say we might have to go rescue Johnny. He's 100 miles out.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. I don't know who that Hot Wheels collector the man is, but yeah, Brian Shaw with Iron Maiden. He lost, I think, a front axle
or it was front hub, wasn't it?
I forget. I saw a Facebook post later about it, and I can't remember. Yeah, he definitely was really hurting.
Speaking of Robert Ortlip, I saw a photo online when you guys had got there, and I see this familiar looking person sitting between the tractors with glasses on. That's Robert Ortlip.
How I was saying, the Kenworth coming back west was bringing the wind with it.
Oh,
That was
I got
Mr. Ortlip at the wheel.
He was going out for a family reunion.
yeah, right. Oh boy, I'm sure he had fun.
No, we had a good time. The kids enjoyed Robert.
Yeah, Robert was doing the babysitting.
Nothing wrong with that. So what's this is also a kind of a out past 300 deal. What things looking up there in the Snyder County area, guys? That means you two need to speak to us and tell us how things are going.
I don't know what's going on.
Interpreted.
We have a club meeting, Snyder County Truck and Tractor Pullers meeting tomorrow night. But
Okay. So I'm
the
asking
tractor
you
classes, they had some rule meetings, and the only rule that's really changing is with Enhanced Farm. They're going to allow P pumps for everyone instead of everybody running their factory style pump. Now it's going to be P3000 across the board. I think in just safety rules, that's really the only things that changing within the tractors. And that we're going to separate out the Light Pro and the Light Pro and 4.1s. They're going to be their own separate class. And then the Mod Turbos and Super Farms, they're going to be their own separate class then. And I know Wild Street, they just had a rule meeting here on Sunday. Not exactly sure how they made out with that, but I don't know. Did I miss anything, Matt?
Yeah. Basically, tomorrow night, we have to vote on all the rules that were proposed by each class. And then once they're passed, then they'll be set. Membership form we redid, that'll be up. The website, we have the domain name. And once we get all the rules set and forms passed and voted on, that should be up and running. So it's on for everyone to see. And yeah, there's just some behind the scenes stuff that we ran into that we need to be voted on. So there's lots to discuss tomorrow night, but for points classes, we're looking at the Enhanced Farm Hot Stock, Enhanced Farm Hot Stock, and the 4.1s, Light Pros, and Mod Turbo Super Farms. And then for trucks, the 2.6, 3.0s, and gas trucks. And Wild Street, there was some discussion. They may want to keep tally of their own points just to be award the top 3 at the end of the year. Maybe no money involved in that. I'm not sure. That's something that needs discussed. But I know they had a rules meeting that looked to tame that class down a little bit because there was some trucks in there making a good bit of horsepower. And we were looking, if we're going to make 2.6 run all this safety stuff, you can't really have trucks in Wild Street with bigger turbos and that not running the safety stuff. So, yeah, there's lots to discuss tomorrow night and be voted on. And I think we can, once that's all passed through, we can get the stuff online, get the website up and going. That's pretty much what we were waiting on. We had to vote on these rules and stuff. So it's like before we have the website up and going, we might as well have everything finalized so it could be all released at the same time.
Right, that's called the skinny pedal. Needs more skinny.
That was some great sound effects. Oh boy,
Yeah.
the littlest boot.
The littlest one. You only get the top of his head.
So
Oh.
Goodness, we got littlest boop and littlest talc. Well, not littlest talc, little
yeah, this is the bigger Hulk.
the bigger little.
Yeah. I'm hoping the other one's sleeping. But yeah, so if you're interested and can come out tomorrow night at 7:30 at DJ's dad's shop. I know last month we had like 75 people there.
Wow. Interest, that's good.
Not sure if we're gonna have that many. There's 4 in the shop now, I think.
Yeah, we inherited another pulling tractor, so
Bigger shop, huh?
Sneaky Snake is not on the list for.
I was going to ask if you knew that. Yeah.
Yep, I just pulled it up quick. He is not on the list.
they had a lot of fixing to do if they were.
Yeah. Because I think that tractor got hurt way more than people think it did. That came down hard.
But it looked like one video I saw something broke in the rear.
Mm-hmm.
So
Kendra, who were the mini rods from PA that were out there? I know Travis Seiler.
Travis Seiler, yeah. Robbie O'Donnell. Hold on.
I know there was a couple of those from PA. I can't remember who they. You're more familiar
There's
with
a
the
couple
rod
that
guys
were
than me.
signed up. Like, I don't think Greg Vandervoort made it. Or maybe he
No, they
did.
were because I think they were in top 3 or something with boosted.
Yeah,
Evo.
Vandervoort was there. Yeah, I think I saw a picture of his tractor running around the pits in the building here somewhere.
So he was there. So I'm looking at session 1. Greg
That thing's a
Vander.
beast. Runs very good.
Yeah, there he got third in session 1. Vandervert.
Did he? Does he run it? Wow, that's awesome. Well,
And
look
what else did they run?
Dwayne Martin. Oh, I can't be on the show tonight, but look at him. Here he is. I'm just kidding, Devontae.
I thought there was more than just 2 sessions of them.
There was
Oh, here's another. Greg Long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then Robbie had 2 tractors out there.
Was there 2 of the Econo minis and then one of the blower minis?
No, there was 3 blowers out there. 2 of
Vandervoort
Robbie
won
O'Donnell
the final.
and Travis Seiler. Oh, there you go.
That is a non-blown tractor there, Vandervoort's.
There you go. Ask a mini guy, he'll give you an answer.
Yeah.
Bruce
There we
Wise
go.
is the defending. Rob is the defending Keystone Nationals champion in many. All kinds of activity here.
Yeah, I think Sneaky Snake's been to the farm show quite a few
quite a
times.
few times.
I didn't realize that the
It's
family
been
that,
everywhere quite a few times.
that family that owns Sneaky Snake now, they bought the old the 38.8 super stock. The
Radical Red.
2018.
Radical Red.
Radical Red. Yep.
The Shane Dorsey.
Because they had that out at was that in the 5.0 Pro Stock class?
Yes. Yep.
Didn't Sneaky Snake used to be in Western Pennsylvania one time?
Sue Ellen Oswald owned it.
Yeah, there's people at the Keystone case. They owned it. Yeah.
And
Talking about
the really almost creepy thing is the same day that John passed away, Sneaky Snake grenaded its engine.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just
wow.
thought that was like really weird. I'm like, ooh, that's creepy.
Those guys should have won session for the hot farm, but they ended up getting DQ'd for too hot a fuel. So,
Ooh.
I
Oops.
PA was representing, but
Oops.
I didn't even know because they pulled in dad's session and I thought they did win, and I went over and congratulated them. Like, hey, you guys had a good hook. And they're like, well, it was good. Like, what do you mean by that? Like, we got DQ'd. Like, how'd you do that? Our fuel was too hot. Yo, well, that sucks.
Where at? As in,
Where at for what? When Sneaky Snake?
was in
That
PA?
was out west. Those guys are in Illinois or.
Well, when it was here, Western PA.
I don't know where
I
they
don't
live
exactly where.
specifically.
I'm going to throw it out there, maybe around Vermont, which would be the Pittsburgh areas in that section of. Come on, Larry K. Well, you're from out that way, ain't you? Sort of.
I think Sneaky Snake's in Michigan now, isn't it? Where it was.
Yeah, Blissfield, Michigan is where it says they're from. And I didn't realize they said it's still the same sheet metal. That's impressive.
Yeah. That's one of them tractors where it just has that cool of a name. Same with Shag Nasty. I kept telling Diana, I'm like, man, I love that name. She's like, I don't know about that name.
Vetoed. That tractor's a strong runner, man.
Yeah.
That thing, that's a force to be reckoned with. Are they at Farm Show?
Oh, you're. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of a different Shag Nasty. I was thinking of the Alcohol Super. I forgot about the.
The late pro.
What's his name?
Yeah, it
Lost
seemed
the
like
pool many a time at Gordyville.
every session it was between the Smith boys, Diaz, Michelacci, and Shag Nasty. Like, that was pretty much. It was those four, different order, but it was always those four.
Yeah.
There-
The big one, John Deere, man, where did he come from?
Oh, yeah. I don't know, but
He had a
some hell
couple
of
serious
hooks.
passes. Yeah.
Yes, it is a Sasquatch. I.e., it's a booger. If you're from the South, it's a booger, wood booger.
Yeah, the big one, it was like a 4455 or something. That tractor was impressive.
Yeah.
Those
Like, where did he come from?
those Hot Farm Pro Farm tractors, the bigger, heavier, those dudes, man, I'm telling you, it was a high maintenance tractor. There was an industrial yellow John Deere that used to run, may still run. That I'm going back to my Gordyville days here. I mean, just plain flat badass. Those dudes put on.
Oh no, this was a light pro. This was a light pro. The big one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he impressed me.
I'm out of the loop at today's Midwest tractors. So bad. Because I don't go anymore, so out of the loop.
You gotta buy the live stream.
They ain't gonna do me the damn good because I'm gonna fall asleep. One day you'll understand. No, I probably should have. I probably should have. But I'm sure I can get the DVD set. So that's when I'll get to see it all.
Just trying to think if anything else really stuck out to me.
Did we cover all the Pennsylvania tractors? I'm trying to think.
Did you cover that truck?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
There you go,
trucks.
Dwayne. Trucks.
I'm not a millionaire. I'm a thousandaire.
Diesel trucks out there, right? We have any Pennsylvania diesel trucks out there? Or?
Chuck Dutter was
Chuck-
out there with
yeah,
the common
Chucky.
hooker.
Chuck Dutter.
He got, what, third or fourth the first session?
Third in his flight, and then
In the
fifth.
finals, he ended up fifth, I believe.
Yeah.
Good
I
job.
don't know, whoever put up all the results on Outpass 300 should know.
Fred was out there. Fred made a reputable
Oh, yeah,
pass.
Fred was there too. Yep.
Mhm.
Oh, are they on? Oh, they're on out past 300. I didn't know that. No reply. Never mind. Just kind of went right over Sasquatch here.
Guy Gokenauer was out there. He's a Virginia boy.
Yep.
He did good.
He almost made the finals in the late pro session, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't too far out there.
Yes, they do still pull garden tractors at Keystone now. This year, I think they're moving to the what's called the large arena, not the same place they've been pulling in there. I believe that's the deal. That's actually, they call it the large arena. It's actually a shorter track. but it's seating all the way around. It's where they used to pull the whatever that they used to have big indoor pools in there for years. But that's
Say,
my
that's where the
understanding
indoor
is where the
pool
garden
used to
tractors
be,
are going to
yeah.
be running. What's that?
Say that a lot of the videos that I've seen from the farm show building back in the day was in the big arena.
Old Red Pool. I have pictures of that back in the 80s. I think they used to have state pools there.
80s. You weren't even born yet, were you?
No, but we have pictures.
You were at least born before 1985, right?
No,
Are you serious?
91.
You gotta go back to the 90s here.
You know what year I graduated high school? 1985. Wow. Holy moly. Wow. Jeez.
I like to think we're young pups yet.
You are.
It's what we need in the world.
Holy moly.
They were talking about that on the live stream. That you got to get the young people involved.
So very important because it can die off real quick if it ain't handled correctly.
Not just pullers, but people helping.
I'm pulling wise, there was a lot of younger drivers that were pulling out there.
Man, they're coming out of the woodworks. Every time I look and remember, well, I remember when his dad used to pull or whatever, you know, and that hell. Kids and even the younger brothers are pulling now. It's crazy. But it's good. Yeah. I think it keeps them out of trouble, personally.
Yeah, you can't afford to do anything else.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
You know how expensive this sport is.
Wow, the boss man's on here. Uh-oh.
It's Mr. President to you.
Hi, Mr. President here, Robert. How are you? Anyway, yeah, still wet behind the ears yet. Yeah, they're all young pups, Larry. There you go.
But I guess talking about the interstate guys, Williams did have 3 tractors out there. Didn't they finish first and second in the finals?
Yeah, we've already covered that. Weren't you listening to me?
You missed.
I thought we were just talking about Cadillac Red.
No, yeah, Cadillac Red was first, and then some assembly required was second.
Yep. Did it show? I didn't watch the live feed for the finals, but did it show any breakage on Cadillac Red?
It did not.
Oh, because that finals was Friday afternoon, and between the sessions, we ran off to Applebee's to go get something good to eat, and we were pulling out of the parking lot there. Cadillac Red was kind of sitting with a V in the frame rails. It broke the frame rails right in front of where the front motor mounts are. So,
jeez,
there's some work to do on Cadillac Red after it got its win.
That's 2 frame breakages for that.
Yeah.
That's not the first one.
Glad it wasn't what happened in Boonesboro.
Yeah, really. Yep, that was bad.
I didn't know if that happened on the track or not, or if it happened when they were bringing them back around from the pulling arena.
I didn't notice it on the live stream, because I watched it and nothing noticeable happened. I'll say that.
Okay. But yeah, yep, frame rail was broke on that one.
That's
too much weight out front.
Yeah, if anybody's watching, if you know anything that happened, let us know real quick. Sure.
Yeah, I feel like that would have definitely been seen on the live stream.
Yeah.
There you go.
It happened when they picked him up to go to the warm-up tube.
So it happened before the pull. And he's still freaking
Must got worse after he pulled then.
Wow.
Can't say I'm surprised. I love them too.
3 of them. TJ was with too.
Oh, yeah. Well, TJ's the voice of reason at times with them.
he keeps them all straight.
Yeah, he's. he's well needed at times. I'm sure.
Freaking man, Tommy is wired.
Oh yeah.
Jimmy's just crazy. Jimmy is not somebody that I've learned, like if I would send like group texts or whatever, sometimes he's not politically correct, which I enjoy.
Okay. It's a free country. Just speak what you want to speak.
You know, so sometimes the person that he sends with the thumbs up just before the like, oh, okay. So he didn't run it with a broken frame. Good job, Jimmy. Proud of you, man.
Wow. You had a hell of a weekend, that's for sure.
Yeah, I got a good. Where's the.
It's 2024. I gotta make some phone calls to find out how things are going.
There he is with his trophies.
Yeah. That's cool. Those guys have been at it a long time and just push the envelope, and it's finally starting to pay off for them. Both of them have won championships at Keystone now, Jimmy and Tommy, and now what a weekend! That's great. Very good. You guys got to talk. You're the young pups. I know you're full of ideas.
An hour.
Come on, I know.
You told us to talk for an hour. We talked for an hour.
You get Robert on here. Robert Houck, Bob Houck, he'll talk. He'll have plenty to say.
He has a meeting to get ready for tomorrow.
I bet. If you lived a little closer.
There was food last time. I don't know if there's going to be food tomorrow night or not.
I think I got one that works 12 hours. Our driveway's a mess, so still covered in white. I didn't plow yet. Oh well.
I got a Jeep. It'll be fine.
Well, I got a four-wheel drive truck, yeah, but she ain't gonna be able to get up and down with her car. Oh no. I guess I need to get out there and put a plow on something, huh? But it's green, you know.
VP said he won't be there if there ain't food. So I guess we better have food.
I guess he's buying them.
I was gonna say, pick something up on your way.
Oh, I can understand what you meant with VP. I see who it is now. Okay.
Unfortunately, there's nowhere between me and him where they're. Oh, he can stop at Chili Willie's. That'll be about the only spot.
The old modified class. I just answered, put some input in a post I saw on Facebook. What's the oldest, longest pulling vehicle that never changed names, et cetera, et cetera? Of course, the first one that popped into my mind was the Brommer family with Here's Hoping. That tractor's been around since the 70s, and the only thing that's really changed is horsepower, engines. So. Still owned by the family. It's got the same name. Etc.
Tractor over there. It's been around since the 70s.
There you go.
Yeah. Still the same torque and rear end housing.
Did it ever change names though?
No.
That was one of the part of the question was.
Well, it wasn't named for
the name. Yeah.
It wasn't named till like the 2000s. Never had a name before that. But
snacks. What's a meeting without snacks and coffee? Come on. Absolutely.
We have there's a guy that runs in the pace classes here around at like West End Fair and Beaver Fair. The Fries, they have a narrow front end 1066. They ran at our fair ever since that they bought that tractor brand new. What is that, 73 or 74, Matt? Do you know what year that is?
Probably one of them years, 72,
yeah,
73, 74.
Yeah. Ever since that was brand new, they brought it to our fair every single year, ran in the pace classes.
Holy moly.
That's been named the Rooster pretty long.
We got all kinds of higher ups coming in here, huh?
There's the other the Prez from West End.
Yep.
I tried to interview him out there at Shipshewana in the one video, and he wouldn't even talk.
He was nervous.
He had certainly something to say.
You think? Save the Slim Jims for me. That ain't got nothing but indigestion written all over it for me.
I'm surprised Robert didn't eat everything on the way home.
I've seen him eat. We've been at the same restaurant before. I've seen him eat.
I can't bust on Robert too much. He paid for our meals at Applebee's, so I can't bust on him.
Wow.
Yeah, he bought Kennedy an orange tractor. I don't know what he's trying to do there.
I was concentrating on driving.
He also bought a wedding ring out there. All of Sky's bought wedding rings out there. Can you believe that?
It's a little concerning.
Not together.
Go away on a guy's trip and everybody comes home with wedding rings. Taken out of context.
Might be a little explaining to do, huh?
The Beer Buddy trailer had the rubber silicone rings, and they look like double cut pulling tires. So,
as long as nobody exchanged rings.
No, we didn't exchange them.
I bet you didn't. Might be a good idea not to.
There might be some explaining to do.
Yeah. Well, what an easy night it was for me. Everybody else got to talk.
Say, I'm talked out. It's my bedtime.
Is there any updates with
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am. Not that I've heard.
I could say most all classes are pretty much full, I think.
That's what it looked like on the website.
I'm going to try to get a hold of one of the Forester guys or whoever will come on live. A bunch of chickens. I'm just kidding. And, maybe next month sometime and try to get some kind of a big update or something. So
yeah, we're still 2 months out from Keystone, so
yeah,
we gotta wait until about a couple weeks before. Then we'll find stuff out about it.
A lot of gears are turning yet, so I'm sure. But we'll get one of them on, or if not, I'll just quiz them and get some information and bring it here. Kendra,
say about the what? I'm reading the website. What'd you say?
Now I figured you might have some information on Keystone.
I talk to nobody.
I
talk to people, but these last 17 days, I have talked to nobody.
I'll still get ticket calls.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing. That means people are interested in buying tickets, but you're calling the wrong number. In fact, I think you have to buy them online solely. You can't just call and get tickets anymore. So there's no more printed tickets. I do know that it's all electronic and you'll print it out yourself, and be it general admission or reserve seats. So it's all online now.
Is the way of the world.
Yes, it is. I should have done that a long time ago. I think I brought that up, but But anyway, yeah, we'll have some upcoming information on Keystone for sure. Hopefully, get some more East Coast information going here. We got a pretty big schedule going on. 20. What I say it was 26 events.
Yeah,
one or two or so being discussed yet. So we're going to have a pretty busy summer.
Say we need schedules to start coming out. I have to plan vacation time.
Yeah, we got to.
What's
West Coast schedules online?
Vacation is pulling.
There is no such thing as vacation.
when we got home, Haley said to Earl, like, well, how do you like your vacation? It's all about pulling.
Bruce Wise, I honestly cannot give you a solid answer on that. I'm sure it's been discussed, but
I think it's being
Getting the whole
discussed more
committee-
for next year, not this year.
I don't think it's going to happen this year. But I could be wrong. I'll find out some information soon. I'll talk to Jason or somebody. Get it all straightened out. I've not bothered Tom Street, so obvious reasons. We're not going to get into that, but he's got enough to worry about. So yeah, Bruce, we'll let you know for sure. Here, as soon as I get some more information, maybe I'll work on that this weekend or something. I'll get a hold of one of them, get some info. Anyway, when are we going to Salem Skirt to pull?
June 1st. What is it? July 13th.
Testing me.
August 31st and October 5th.
More.
They
Yeah.
sound like good dates.
Okay, Mr. President. What are the dates? Let's see if I can give you the title.
Or Madam Secretary.
Madam Secretary.
Don't she'll mess your internet up.
The October 5th pool is looking like starting like midday pool. So
June 1st, July 13th, August 31st, October 5th.
there you go.
Yeah, he's right.
And after tomorrow night, we should have classes to announce for each of them dates.
Yay, cool.
So,
Cool deal.
but yeah,
Hopefully we got some fair schedules too coming soon.
Yep.
yeah. Like I said, a lot of information will come after tomorrow night's meeting. But tomorrow night's meeting got kind of moved back because of Shipshewana. So,
Dang, when people wanting to go pulling.
yeah, when it's snowing, how about it?
Yeah. I answered that. Okay, let's make sure I got everybody answered here. Okay. All right. 117. Miss Kendra, are you done? You got anything else you want to?
I am all finished.
Okay.
I've been staring at a computer screen since 5 this morning. I'm ready to be done.
10-4. Snyder County guys. Anything else you'd like to add?
I'm good here. Unless DJ has something.
DJ's always got something to say.
Keep an eye on the new Facebook, the Snyder County Truck and Tractor Pullers, and out past 300 because there's probably going to be a lot posted and coming up here after tomorrow's meeting.
Why wouldn't I, Mr. Boop? Why wouldn't I? Absolutely. As long as
Oh,
I've got an open date, I'll be there.
Actually, I do have one more thing to say. I know I messaged this to you here. What was that today about when we were out there at Shipshewana? There was a kid there was a tractor parked to us, to the left of us, and the little kid there, he was, I don't know, 10 or so, maybe 12. He was talking. He started talking with Robert. It's like, "Well, do you guys run around with the Barnyard Kid tractor?" Like Robert pointed over to me, like, "Oh, he's the one that owns it." I really like watching that tractor. I watch his videos all the time on YouTube, and he started run off all the tractors in the enhanced farm class.
Wow, no kidding. That's awesome.
Your videos definitely get viewed, JR.
That's cool.
13 years old. That's pretty cool.
13. We appreciate you watching, buddy.
I think they were from Kentucky.
Okay.
Yeah, they were from Kentucky.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I get them overseas. Will reach out to me. Some of them, it's not converted to English. That gets interesting. But I love it. I love it. I've had customers in Australia, not Italy, but in around Italy there. There's a military base. I can't remember the country. That was interesting. And he bought a lot of videos, I guess, to pass the time away. I'm thinking, well, when do you really have time if you're in a foreign country? But I guess you do to watch them. He bought that. That's been 8 years ago, 10 years ago, I guess, since that happened. Germany, definitely Germany.
There was a guy that I started talking to just from selling parts up in Canada. He actually called me here today, and they have a class that's kind of like the enhanced farm class that he runs in Canada, and he always says how he always watches the videos, and
Cool.
so we
Yeah.
definitely appreciate the videos that you do, and
Thank you.
it's awesome to know that people all over the country are watching us pull.
Oh my gosh. Listen to the butter drip, would you? Listen to that honey. Just kidding. I'll give you more airtime. Don't worry, DJ. It's okay. No, I'm just kidding. That's great. Yeah, a lot of Canadians. I've talked to many Canadians. Yeah.
And it's cool when you go to other, like when we're out at Shipshewana and stuff, like everybody like, oh yeah, we watch your guys' tractor all the time. Like
Cool.
You guys have really good, strong running equipment. Like like they say that about like the whole class. Like, man, that whole class you guys run in, that's an awesome class.
Yes, it is. Yep. Is that why you asked me to come back up, Dennis? The people see your tractor. I'm just kidding. Yeah, you know I'll be there. I'll be there. Okay. It's 10:15. I'd like to just go ahead and call it a night and be back next Wednesday, I reckon. I don't know who or what, but we'll come up with something. I always do. Right, Kendra?
Sure.
Maybe we'll have a Keystone show. I need to get
I'm
out of
focused on tomorrow.
What's that?
I'm focusing on tomorrow.
I understand. That. I know you're busy. But we got to get Adam Jott on here. I got to get a hold of him. Gosh, we never had a post show since his bike ride and stuff for his fundraising and stuff. Nobody to blame but me, but I've had a miserable summer. So, yeah, maybe we'll work on getting him on here, and there's some other people. I'm sure we'll have another Dwayne Bill Groves show coming sometime in the future. These guys here, I'm sure with their updates coming, we might even have you come in however long it takes you to discuss what you got going on. So we'll definitely spread the word for you best we can. And Keystone. So
we'll be here.
Okay. Perfect. With that said, I think we're gonna pull the plug and we'll see you next Wednesday, 8-ish. I'm just gonna start saying 8-ish. So we started at 7:00, was it last week or week before? And we were just getting ready to sign off and everybody was coming on at like 5:10 after 8. It's like, maybe we better go back to 8:00. So I guess we'll stick right around 8:00. So anyway, appreciate you guys coming on. And I'm ready, Kendra. Believe it or not, I'm ready. See ya. Like, subscribe, share. It means a lot to Kendra and you too. So we'll see y'all next week.